Christmas Day, we've got your solution right here. From the Image Enhancement Center, please welcome Dr. James Kern and Tony Navarra. Also joining us is one of their patients, Deborah Scott. Good morning. It is amazing today how many procedures used to take weeks and weeks and weeks to recover from, and today you can walk in and walk out almost on your lunch break.
It's just amazing, and it's all technology, new science, and so it's good to be able to do those things for people so you can actually see some change visibly and feel great.
Yeah. All right. So, Deborah Scott, you started looking in the mirror one day, and what were you thinking?
I was thinking that I didn't look 25 anymore.
Yeah. Funny how that sneaks up on us, isn't it?
Actually, I didn't look 35 anymore. At 52, I began to see things that I had not seen in my skin before. I had always taken care of my skin, not stayed in the sun, but in driving. No matter what you do, you tend to get it on this side of the face.
Yeah, and Dr. Kern, we underestimate how much sun comes through just our car windows.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You do. And so I got more on this side, and I was beginning to look lopsided. And, of course, upon, further perusal of my skin, I began to see these fine lines and things that I didn't like. So I had met a friend who knew Dr. Kern, and I went to see them. And I have to tell you, I could have gone to anybody.
Yeah.
But this guy impressed me so much. He's such a teddy bear, and he's the nicest guy in the world. You feel like you're just enveloped in love when you go in there. And I thought, this is the guy I'd like to do my face.
Yeah.
And he did. And let me tell you, I've had 2 procedures done. And as you can tell, the brown is now gone.
Yeah, and I think we have some pictures of like comparing your before and then after. All right, so there you go. Now, what laser skin rejuvenation? So, what exactly is that?
Well, what basically happened with Deborah is we did a micro laser peel, I believe, Dr. Kern, and a profractional treatment to get rid of some acne scarring. But then that brown stuff and the red splotches, that was a broadband light.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so when you do that and it goes away, does it ever come back if you stay out of the sun?
If you stay out of the sun, it should be gone.
Okay.
However, it's virtually impossible, especially in this area of the country, for us to stay out of the sun.
Yeah.
We do recommend that you use sunscreens.
Okay.
But nonetheless, there will be some things that develop. But that's what we're here for, to help you eliminate those.
Yeah, yeah. All right, there's also this thing called the 24-hour facelift. Have you heard of this? Yeah, okay. The 24-hour facelift is something that we can do today. There are times when you actually need the traditional surgery, if you will. But for the most part, a lot of people can go in and get a series of fillers.
Yes, indeed. Most people don't realize that fillers alone, replacing the fat that you've lost in certain areas of your face, will lift and smooth your skin and make you look considerably younger, as the pictures that we're now showing
Now
demonstrate.
that's Elena, and she actually works right down the hallway from our office. And she came in and she said, is there anything you can do for like the sagging that starts? He was talking about the fat leaving your face. And so you could see that she had those lines in there.
Yeah.
And then once he added the filler, it basically plumped her back up and restored what we
Wow,
lose.
that's really dramatic around those eyes.
And that was one day.
Yeah, and we say 24-hour facelift,
Yeah.
but for we give time for certain things to settle. But for the most part, with those fillers, you can see a change immediately.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
absolutely.
Okay, you got a date that night? Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is the Body Jet water liposuction. Again, not your typical or the liposuction of yesteryear. How does this particular liposuction work? And I think a little less traumatic to the body.
It is less traumatic. Basically, what we use is a pulse spray of fluid that simply knocks the fat cells loose from the connective tissue, so that when we suck out the fluid, then we're sucking out the fat cells. We're not breaking them up, we're not burning them, we're not melting the fat. We're literally drawing the intact fat cells out of the body. Now, the good thing about it is that since we are handling the fat cells so gently, we can trap them to the side and can reintroduce them to the body.
Meaning, if you don't, let's say you want a flatter tummy, you got a flatter tummy, but let's say other areas are lacking, you can just transfer it to those other areas.
For many years, I had patients come to me and say, oh, laughingly, of course, I wish I could take it out of here and put it up here. I wish I could take it out of my tummy and put it in my tush. Well, now we finally can, and it's your natural tissue. It's not something that's going to go away. It's not something that's going to be toxic.
So you won't reject it.
And yes, indeed, you will not reject it. And using this system, they've done studies now, and they've found that 85 to 90% of the fat that we put in is still there after a year.
Wow. Okay. So, and before we go, there are all kinds of things that you can get. You can get these big gifts for Christmas, or you can even do things that are for around $20.
Yeah, that's right. We even brought a little basket of goodies over here. We've got some cleansers, toners, moisturizers, even sunblock. Now, these are medical grade products, so these are stronger and more effective than what you're going to find in the drugstore or even a department store. And for $15 to $30 each, you can get those, or we're doing the little baskets here.
In fact,
with
someone's
them.
going to win this. One of our members of our studio audience
Yeah.
is going home with a gift basket from Image Enhancement Center, and that is going to go to Nancy Waller. All right, for the rest of you, you get a $50 gift certificate. You can find out more about the Image Enhancement Center and the services they offer by calling 713-77-IMAGE,